I was born and raised in New Haven, I guess. And I was like a lot of kids where I had a lot of talent. I had a lot going for me, but I didn't recognize it as much. What I did recognize actually was gaining respect really quickly and really easily by doing really stupid things. Things a lot of kids do to gain that respect easily. Acts of violence, I think, is the quickest way to gain respect. Displays of manhood, displays of I'm more powerful than you, which is something that I got kind of caught up with, even though I don't think I really needed to do that. I didn't really need to because I had so many things going for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I was able to rap, I was able to sing, I was able to act. I was a leader, I was smart, I was good at sports, some sports, you know. And when I started getting caught up in that, I started confusing and conflicting who I was. I started becoming whoever I needed to be proud of myself. I think I was definitely living a double life, where in school or wherever I was with family or anything, I was considered to other people like an optimal student. You know what I'm saying? I was getting good grades, I was getting honors. I was involved in all these plays, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in musicals, you know? I was in Footloose, but then at the same time I lived in the Ville. You know, I would go from doing a play and singing and dancing on stage, and people were like, oh, you know, it's Henry Green, the actor, or it's Henry Green, you know what I'm saying, the kid from Ring 1, or it's Henry Green, oh, my student, oh, he's so cool. And after that, I'd go home and be this whole other person that people saw me as. In my local community, I couldn't afford to be that person. That those talents weren't respected, weren't revered. It gave me no reward at all. You didn't get an applause for being in a musical, you know what I'm saying? In the projects, nobody wants to hear you sing a musical number. They don't care. Usually, after rehearsals or after plays or after shows, coming home is a huge change in atmosphere. From being in that theater to getting on the city bus and stepping off, and I'm on the ugly, cracked sidewalk, I had no power left. It was like a 20-minute journey, but I came from being like a king to being a peasant real fast. Henry Green held no weight on the streets. The only thing that I could do that made me feel any sense of security or safety is if people were at least as afraid of me as I was afraid of them. The day that I was shot, I was actually coming home from work. I was with one of my boys, you know, nice kid. I meet him getting off the bus, you know, like how I usually do. And as we were walking towards my house on Shelton Avenue, there's 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? They got the ski masks, they got the hoodies, all blacked out and everything. And knowing, if you've seen that before, you always know they're robbing people. They're robbing people. So if they select you, you know what I'm saying? If you become a target, you're getting beat or shot or stabbed and something's getting taken from you. That's what's gonna happen. So I start walking, trying to keep my cool, but I know they're looking towards me. I know they're walking fast, so I start walking faster, and I tell my boy, yo, listen, you need to run. I know it's about to happen. My boy takes off, you know what I'm saying, like I told him to, and these kids, they walk up to me, and the first thing, you know what I'm saying, it's a small kid, he was like, he had to be between 14 and 16, you know what I'm saying, he whips out this 9, point blank, you know what I'm saying, this kid's like a foot from me, and he's like, yo, give me everything you got. Puts the gun, taps it right on my stomach. And he's got these other kids, these tall kids behind him, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, you better give up anything you got, any up. It's another one of those situations where it's thrown in my face that I have no power, that I have no security. And that, it always made me mad, but that day it really, really made me angry. I did not want to give him anything. I barely have anything. Why are you trying to take this from me too? You gonna take my pride? You know I don't have no money. Neither one of us got no money. We from New Haven. We live on the same street probably. I look at him, I cross my arms. And I say, I'm not giving you nothing. As I'm sitting here being stubborn and this kid keeps egging me on and pushing me, giving me, saying, give me what you got, give me what you got. I look inside his face and I see this kid who's fighting for that sense of security that I'm trying to hold on to. And I see his eyes and he is a scared little kid. He's a scared little kid and he wants to be important. He wants to be important like these guys behind him probably. He probably thinks they're important. But in a sense, in his eyes, I can see he is begging. Please give me this sense of power. I need this. I don't have anything else. And I need to take this from you or I'm leaving with nothing. I would say just about in every instance of violence in New Haven, it's about that tiny sense of power. I don't care what people say in the testimonies. People don't kill for sneakers. People don't kill for chains. People don't kill for their girl, and people don't kill because you was talking junk. People kill because they have no pride, they have no security, and they have no power, and they want that. And this kid was willing to kill me for it, and I was willing to die for it. And I saw how desperate and sad and scared this kid was, and he felt like he was trapped between a rock and a hard place, just like me. And I felt bad for him because that was me. We're the same kid. We're aiming the gun at each other. Next thing I know, he shot me. Boom, like big boom, boom, boom. It's such a huge, loud noise. It blew my ears out. And these kids run, they take off. I stumble to the ground. It's getting shot is an interesting feeling. I don't know. I heard people say it burned. For me, it felt like God punched me in the stomach. It felt like God snuffed me. You know what I'm saying? It hurt. I lay myself down, and I feel myself just bleeding. You know what I'm saying? I feel like warm liquid just running down my leg. So I take out my phone. I call 911 myself because nobody in New Haven really calls the cops when somebody shoots someone else. I call the ambulance. They're on their way, and I just lay on the street alone for a long time, just bleeding by myself. Just bleeding out on Shelton Avenue. Like so many other people have. When I woke up in the hospital 2 months later, the first thing that I'm feeling is anger. I weigh like 140 pounds. There's tubes coming out everywhere. I need a machine to breathe for me. It came back to me, my memory of those kids' eyes and how I felt in that moment. And I had to forgive him because I had to forgive myself. I was that kid. I mean, granted, I didn't shoot anybody, but if I was in his position, would I have? Would I have done the same thing to someone else? Maybe. After I was able to forgive him, I was free. For the first time in a long time, I was free. All that anger and all that sense of I have to build this pride and I have to maintain this power, I didn't have to. I didn't have to at all. I didn't have to prove anything to anyone or to myself. I just had to worry about being happy at that point and being grateful for what I had, grateful that I was alive. And I was able to move on. I think the number one key, if there's any, to fixing New Haven and fixing violence, especially gun violence, is going to be believing that we can. I think the number one thing that we lost is that we believe it's a lost cause. So we take the kids, we skim the best off the top and leave the rest to die. I think we have to believe it's possible and work like every last life is worth it, because there are no lost causes. There are no lost causes. I think one of the lies that we taught ourselves, or that something we've just given up and accepted, is the fact that it's going to be this way. Save who you can. Or something that people would press on me a lot is just get up and get out the city, and that's it. Like it's something to escape. Like it's a fixed environment. It's not a fixed environment. It's an environment that is fed, that is kept alive and fueled. And anything that is fueled, it can be cut off from its energy source. Point blank, period. Violence is definitely preventable.